Hello, Alumni Association officers. Today we'll be discussing the Alumni Association Annual Report. So this report is going to allow us to show our over 100 plus alumni associations what we're looking for from an international standpoint, what we feel that a strong operating alumni association looks like. So this will be a great resource to review with your board members, with your undergraduate VP of Alumni and Family Relations. Just give everybody a sense of what should we be doing and how should we be documenting it. So before we get started, I just want to say, do not panic. This is not going to be an arduous process. We want this to be as simple as possible and as easy to complete each year. You'll notice as we go through this report that it's 75 points total, but only 20 points need to be earned to maintain recognition. This report will help us as an international organization supply our Alumni Association officers with the resources they want, resources they need, and also help us prioritize parts of the country that might need extra help, whether it's because the chapter is more isolated than others, or because it's a growing alumni association from a young chapter, and many other reasons. So as we go through this, we'll discuss some tips, some tricks, and some points of clarification to make this process as easy as possible for Alumni Association officers that are taking the time to complete the report. So we'll start out with the Alumni Association Operations section. Again, keep in mind, an Alumni Association only needs 20 total points to maintain recognition. And so we'll start out with one of the most basic functions of the Alumni Association is an annual board meeting. I typically recommend piggybacking this with an event. So it might be homecoming or Founders Day or a local chapter Founders Day, where the alumni invite members to participate in essentially state of the chapter meeting. So what are goals that we're doing? Who are the officers? It's giving general updates, like a once in a year chapter meeting from undergraduate days. All we need from that is minutes or an agenda attached to the report. And keep in mind, this does not have to include every single alumnus member. It's just whoever can make it for the meeting would be great. And then obviously distributing those minutes to your Alumni Association members via email will help get the message out on what was accomplished at that meeting. So for a newsletter, again, nothing that you need to go out and pay for in terms of outside third-party services. We can offer you a very easy-to-use Word document template that can be saved as a PDF. All you have to do is insert your own pictures and add words to it that prompt you on that template. We definitely want a working relationship with the VP of Alumni and Family Relations on the undergraduate level with the Alumni Association. This will be a great resource for the Alumni Association to have on-the-ground support from a student perspective, because obviously alumni are going to have full-time jobs, families, while this particular student, his focus is to work with the alumni base. So with their staff liaison, that would be the coordinator or assistant director of alumni engagement that you work with at the fraternity headquarters. Typical staff interaction we like to have with the Alumni Associations is at least 4 to 5 calls annually. Could be once in the summer, 2 times each semester after that. We just want to have regular contacts that we know how to best serve you and your Alumni Association goals. Social media these days very critical for keeping everybody in contact, just providing us a link for that and a email and phone number contact list. So we'll provide any Alumni Association president that requests a full list of every alumnus that we have on file for that chapter. It's only something we'll provide to the Alumni Association president, just on it from a security standpoint on our end, since it is personal contact information. It is up to the Alumni Association president to use that responsibly. But we'd like you to attach any updates that we can update our records and also see how we can help get the message out from the base to your members. And Grand Chapter, of course, we're coming up on historic Grand Chapters with size, great locations every 2 years. We would love to see every Alumni Association have a voting delegate, which is a right of our recognized alumni associations. And so it does not have to be a board member or the president. It can be any alumnus of the chapter that the association decides is eligible to represent the chapter. So as long as one person buys a ticket, you're already halfway there on that 20 points. And so it's definitely something we want as many alumni as possible to experience, especially on Grand Chapter years. Now, as for events, this is, I'd say, the most important piece of any alumni association. It's why everybody wants to gather, to reconnect, to have a good time. And so We're saying 5 points per event. Have as many as you'd like, but we're going to max out those points at 25, which is 5 events. So if you're having 5 events a year, that's stellar. We want to see at least 1 or 2 per year, so once each semester would be great. And these don't have to be grandiose. They could be simple happy hours. If you're in a major city like Charlotte, for example, having a monthly happy hour at a restaurant or bar, or it could be as complicated as a weekend-long homecoming event where there's several events throughout that weekend. And a joint event. So again, these can be 2 birds with 1 stone. So homecoming is another easy example where the alumni are gathering for homecoming, but it's at the university or the host institution, and you team up with the undergraduate chapter to host that event. So not only would you have 5 points for the alumni event, but you would also have the 5 points for having a joint event. So these don't have to be mutually exclusive. All we need for each of those things is a date, attendance of who is there, and a picture. Alumni Association fundraising. It's important, but not going to be a killer in terms of points. Because obviously the events and having that camaraderie is far more important than just asking alumni to donate some money. But of course, once those pieces are coordinated and everybody's having a good time, those projects will come about. We just want to know how you're doing it, how we can help you. There are 5 points available for helping support the chapter endowment and temporary funds, but we're always open to supporting and advising local house funds and campaigns so that the best results can be accomplished. And then for a staff perspective on the fraternity side, something that's very important to us is that we are offering services that you, the alumni, want. And so in this section, it's your opportunity to be as honest and open with us as you possibly can be, letting us know what services we provided that are useful, which ones that you just don't see any value in, that you don't think we should waste our time with, and what are the things most critically that we don't offer that you would like to see us do. Something we're very passionate about with Alumni is let us know. Tell us that you want something. We'll do our best to make it happen if it's feasible. So that this section, to me, is going to be one of the most important parts so that we can continue to up the standard on what resources for alumni look like. Here at the bottom, you will see a few additional notes. Something that is being launched in the 2020 school year is the Alumni Association of the Year Award. So this will be presented at our summer conference every year, beginning with the 175th Anniversary Grand Chapter, the Cardinal Stone Banquet. And as you can see here, there are 5 winners that will receive endowment funding for their chapter's endowment. The Alumni Association of the Year, first place finisher, will receive $1,000, and then second through 5th place will each receive $250. This is just, again, as an incentive to push the pace on what it means to be an alumni association, to not just hit the minimum, but to far exceed the minimum in terms of the events that are hosted, how you communicate, how you document your activities. If you have any further questions on the annual report for alumni associations or ideas on events and how to document them, feel free to reach out to your fraternity staff member for any further questions.